Well, hello my friends! Welcome back to the bench. Today we're going to be testing a dry booth, dehydrator of sorts, made especially for plastic models. There's a few of these on the market. I think Micromark makes one, but that's a high-end, the one I looked at was much more money than this. I will also show you my dehydrator that I've been using for years, an essential part of the room here. And the channel. It really is a must-own for me because I do a lot of stuff within one day or in real time, and I need a lot of I gotta save a lot of time for getting these pieces dry when I do a lot of painting tests, and particularly the primer. I like to get that dried up as fast as I can so I can start putting the colors on top, particularly on camera. Well, check this out. This was made just for the hobby. I mean, whether it be plastic models or I imagine you can put anything resin in here, and not the biggest instruction booklet, but we're going to go over this in a second. So let's check it out. It only has a power on, and the drying system, air supply system, I guess it switches over. We'll show you that in just a minute. It's got a nice handle. It's fairly light, which I do like. There we go, that's the handle, and it also controls the lid. There's nothing on the back but the plug. Underneath, I think, is a ventilation. Yep. This down here is a moisture trap. If you put in spoons, I guess, or parts that you wash, like I would wash my in the ultrasonic cleaner, or if some guys do it in the sink, you just check this out. Once you're done doing that, I guess you can just lay your spoons and whatever the parts that you've washed to dry them off quickly. This is a way to do it. Also, and a lot of the water, I guess, will end up down here. Versus the paint, it's not dripping or anything. We're just going to dry it so it cures faster. Instead of waiting overnight, you're waiting about an hour. Now, this is a standard one-button run-it-all system. Put the parts in the dry booth after painting, close the door, the cover I should say, click on off to turn the automatic drying mode. Here it is. It's 50 minutes total. It's 45 minutes of hot air, 5 minutes of cold, where it cools it down, which is good. When I take them out, I do like it to cool off a little bit before I start. Wait for the drying. That means you hit the button once the time is up, take the parts out. It's that simple. Like they're showing you an example of black primer, silver paint on top of that, transparent, I guess, a candy, and then a varnish. I mean, that's 4 parts. That would be 3 hours total time each part once you're done, versus 5 days. This thing, if you wait each day between, a lot of my friends actually will wait a full day on everything, and that's it. Everything else says don't obstruct it. So kind of a warning there at the bottom. Everything is, the timer is always 50 minutes. So it's telling you the natural drying time is 8 hours for primer. Oil paint, 8 hours, longer than that usually. Water-based paint, 8 hours. Varnish, 24 hours. Everything in this will be 50 minutes. Now we're going to see the temperature inside with this. Let's see how hot it gets. I only run mine at about $1.15, 118 is what mine says. I'll show you my dehydrator at the end of this. So we'll see if this reaches 100 at least, 110 or so. That's where we want it. We're going to put that in there and run it. Now it's telling us here, click the on off. It's an automatic drying time for 50 minutes. Double click it to turn to cold air mode. All right, so you can bypass the heat and go to cold air mode. I guess that's for the spoons, if you want to put the spoons in. I say spoons, parts that you just washed. Click it again to turn it off. So that's all there is. I guess one button gives it the full run, the full drying mode. Click it and quickly double click it. It's just going to switch it right to the cold mode, and that'll only run for 10 minutes. So it's as simple as it gets. So let's go ahead, plug this in, and we're going to run it here for a little bit with the thermometer inside, and we'll see how hot it gets. And then we're going to run a timer, and we're going to run it for the full 50 minutes. But what we're going to do is I'm going to look at it in like 10 minutes, because mine, I can jack it up to 120, 130 degrees, and in 10 minutes I will cure some of my primers, and they really seal up really good in just a short time. So maybe if this does that, we can even cut that time in half. We'll go by one other thing. Oh, the size. All right, let's check this out. All right, it was 9 to the top. That is bigger than an... Wow, that's bigger than a master grade. Not that you're going to put a whole master grade in here, but maybe you have to put the decals on them. You want them to cure quickly. This is a high grade Barbatos here. So you can see he looks dwarfed in there. Well, let's go for one other item here. Let's see. I got a car. Here's my car. And I'm waiting for, we're going to paint this week when my new paint comes out. Here we go. So that's on the Tamiya model stand. That's the new Bronco kit from AMT. Fits in there, no problem. What is also good is it's a nice dust booth. Keep it closed, you keep the dust off it too. All right, let's see if I have a model here of a Mecha. Well, I have Mazinga. He's pretty gigantic compared to the others. Look at that. That's the size of a master grade. A little bit of dust on him there. Get out of there. So there you go. So what we are going to do though, I'm going to show you what we're going to paint. We're going to just use primer for the test. And we're going to test this base from an aircraft model. We'll paint that. We'll paint also from that same kit this bit of plastic. You know, we'll do a spoon. And I even think I might have a hull here. We're going to paint a bunch of stuff and see if it all dries evenly at the same time. And then we'll put them on the little stands. I wish it had different shelves, but it doesn't. But I guess you can probably make your own. But we will use this. Hold on one second. We'll use this stand with the little clips and see if it reaches. Yeah, that reaches. So that's fine too. We'll put some of these parts on here. Let's make sure this is going to fit before we begin. Yep, that'll hold it also. Look at that. All right. All right, so let me pause the camera here and let me plug it in. And we'll test the heat, see how high it goes up and where it levels off at. And then after that, we'll spray some. And then we'll see how it does. Let me pause it right now and plug it in. All right, we are plugged in. We're going to put in our thermometer here. And let's go. Oh, it is quiet. All right, I am going to go ahead, hit a timer here. I got it right here. Here we go. And tap the start. All right. All right, I'm going to let this run. I'm going to hit the camera on pause. We're going to come back and we'll check the timer and we'll check the temperature, see how long it takes to reach that 100 degrees. All right, my friends, look at that. We hit the 5-minute mark. And I believe, hold on, let's tap to pause that. I believe we have hit 120. I don't know if I can zoom in to show you. Let's see. $120. Because it's 30, 40, 50. 120, that's exactly right around where I put mine in the other booth. My booth doesn't go in increments of 5s. It's weird. It goes to 118, the 128. It's really odd. But 118 is usually where I leave it. I'll go in the 120s. It depends what I'm doing and how fast. But we are at 120 in 5 minutes, which I think is pretty good. Pretty impressive that it gets that warm. I don't know if you can feel the warmth in here. Yeah, it's not super blazing hot, but it's nice. And listen, this is pretty impressive. I would preheat it. Let me back this out. I would preheat it, but then, hold on, let me pick this back up. I preheat mine and then I throw them in so it's already warm. You could do that here, but this has its own timing thing, meaning that they want you to run it for the 50 minutes, which is just under 50 minutes, and that includes the cool off period. So anyway, we so far pretty impressive, and it's quiet too. Let's head over to the booth now and let's paint up some parts. We'll use my current favorite primer, this Aqueous Black Surfacer 1000. Let me shake this up. We'll paint some parts and we'll see how long and how well this thing works. So, hey, let's meet you back at the booth, and then we'll come back to the bench. All right, here we go. We're not looking for perfection here. We just want to see how long that thing's going to take to dry. There's a spoon. Here's some pieces from that aircraft. I left it on here. As I'm not. This is a defective kit, so we don't care. We just want to see how this ends up drying. That's why I don't have to worry about taking it off of the runners. Let me get the little holder for that. All right, let me put that behind me. We'll put that in the booth in a second. Let's get this giant piece here. We'll spray half of this. There we go. I didn't dust it off. I wasn't even careful here. We just want to see a drying time. Check that out. All right. That's probably good. We'll see how long this takes. Let's head back to the bench and load her up. All right, here we are. Oops, don't hit the camera. Here we are back at the bench. Let's open her up here. Let's load her up. Holds them all right. Where's my spoon? I forgot. Oh, here he is. Right here. All right, let's throw that in. All right. Do I need to see this? I don't know. Yeah, you could tell when it's dry because it's going to be flat, right? All right, here we go. We'll hit it once. All right, let's go ahead. Start her up again. I'm going to let this run. We'll test it out. I'll look at it in 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll let it run its course. And we'll see what we get. I do like how quiet it is. That's a big deal, actually. It is nice and quiet. So anyway, let's let this run. I'm going to turn off the camera, and we'll be back. And we'll check the results. And at the end, I'll show you the one I've been using for years. Now, the price difference is significant. The one I use is about $120. I don't know if mine is still around, but another one that's exactly like mine that my buddy uses because he wanted mine, it was going. It's the same thing. It looks the same. They updated it a little bit. That's the one I recommend. I'll show you that at the end. But it is $120. If this is $60. This is $69 right now on Amazon, which is a pretty good price for this, actually, for what it is. It's a good size. It's made for modeling. I think $70 is probably worth it, seeing that I paid $120 for mine. But I'll show you mine at the end here. And you can use a comparison, but it's a good chunk. It's $50 difference. I mean, you can buy another airbrush or a whole load of paint or something else if you want to save. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the camera here, and I'll meet you back in a little bit. We'll let this run its timing, and hopefully get the results like my other booth does. All right, we are at the 10-minute mark, and I will usually check mine at the 10 to 20-minute mark and continue painting. I can usually, oh yeah, this cured nice. Yeah, this is beautiful. Let's see. Yep, look at that. So, I don't know if it's fully cured. I mean, if you want to sand it, I would let it go the full hour. But really impressive. It's really nice and warm. Feels just like mine inside. The temperature's pretty accurate, man, at 120. I would definitely. I'm not going to sand this because these stupid spoons, it flakes right off. But I can actually paint right over this now. Let's head over to the booth. I'll hit it with some spray paint to show you that you can actually stop painting with it right now. Let's head over to the booth. All right, here we are at the booth. I have Tamiya. What we got here? Bare Metal Silver AS12, a great color. And here's the spoon. I just took it out of the dry booth. All right, let's go put that in the booth right now and let it dry this paint. All right, here we are at the booth. Let's just lay that right in there. All right, where are we here? At the 15-minute mark or so. And we'll come back in another 10 minutes here, and we'll see what that spoon looks like. All right, here we go. We're going to hit the 20-minute mark. All right, that is the 5 minutes this spoon was in here for. And it is perfect. It's dried nice. Great color. one of the better spray can colors. Very realistic bare metal. I like it. It's a good color. Anyway, it is on there pretty good. Can't scratch it because of the spoons. That has nothing to do with it. See, it took it right down to the primer. But it is dried. It flaked right off. But let's check these out without going the full breadth of the time here. And it is really good. Beautiful. This will definitely, let's turn her off. This will definitely cut your time way more than half. Look at that. So I do like it. It's 69 bucks. It's a high price accessory. Still $50 cheaper than mine, which I'm going to show you guys right now. So let me pause this. I'll bring you out to the other room where I keep it, and I will show you the one that I use daily. All right, here's the one I use all the time. Love this thing. It doesn't really have a door. You have to slide off the lid here. You can see inside I have look out. You can see inside I have spoons here. I'm prepping for my steel apple color that is coming out. I think Tuesday we'll have them. So you can see I used it already this morning. But what's cool about it is all the trays you get. So if you got to do all kinds of parts, I mean, you can just layer this thing up close together, spread out. If you only need one, you want to put the car on the stand, that'll fit. Anything tall, hanging, and then you go ahead, slide this back down, and you turn it on up here, and then you adjust the temp and the time, and it can go for a long time. I think 10 hours, however long you want, and it runs great. I let it run for about an hour, like the other one, on about 118 or so, 120, and I'm ready to go, just like the other booth. Now this, of course, is 120 bucks, 118. The price changes constantly, but I couldn't live without this at all. I've done 2 videos on it, the original and an updated version, as I got used to it a little bit. But I get a lot of people asking me, because sometimes I'll show myself running here and putting parts in it, or I'll mention, let me go put this in dehydrator, and we'll come back to the booth, and I just appear back at the booth. A lot of times I don't show this. People were curious and ask. Like I said, at 100 bucks, 120, 118 that this goes for, it is 50 more than the other one, but I'm so glad there's one made for modeling that will hold a lot of stuff, like the one I just showed, that is 50 bucks less. That's a significant difference, and it seems to do the same job. I do like it. But let's head back to the bench, and let's wrap up this video. All right, so we are back at the bench, and it is a good one. I do like it. It performs good. It's light. It's portable. Like, look, I'm picking it up right here over the camera. I like it, and I like you can use it to keep the dust out, which I also use my other one for. Keep parts in there while they're drying, and even once they're done, I just leave them in here till I'm ready. So I do like it. It's a recommendation. It just works. And it works. It does what it's supposed to do. And personally, an invaluable item for me. When you're painting a lot, you got to speed up the process. This is great to have. I will put a link below for this, and below it I will put the link to my other one if you guys want to consider that one too. Either one, invaluable part of your bench. You should all have that as part of your bench. Now I'm going to show you on our way out here what is coming up. Let me grab something here behind me. All right, I'm just giving you a sneak peek. I'm going to pull this up because of the glare. Let's get these out of here, all dried up. Look at that, beautiful. Let's get that out. And there it is. This is my steel apple. This will be out, I hope, for Tuesday. Working on it now. I think the bottles are on their way in. I got a few to test. And once they're all in stock at Gundam Pros, this is over bare plastic. Look at that. But look at that. That's over shiny black. This is steel apple, and it looks different over other colors, but we're going to go over that. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. That's over blue, and if it's flat, it will come out flat, the paint that it's going over. And if it's glossy, it'll look like that, and that's it over the plastic. Anyway, I'm excited for that color, steel apple. We have other colors just like that coming out, and but that one came in first. We'll have plenty of bottles for you guys on the first order. Anyway, that will probably be the next video, and then more paints are coming to my my other line from Splash, and those will be out soon. Anyway, guys, that is the video for today. God bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell as we do 2 videos a week. And we hope to get our subscriptions up there. We're trying to hit that 100,000 mark. Someday we will. Sooner would be better. We're hoping. Fingers crossed. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely the best. Any questions, mark it below. Don't forget, I will put a link below for this or my other one. Anyway, guys, have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.